So this is where I felt like I was kind of moving from the minor leagues to the major leagues.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it.
And that mission was to build, this time, a wiring jig. This is Elizabeth, the curly-head country gal. And this project was intimidating, but not as bad as I thought. It just, you needed to cut a lot of pieces that were really specific dimensions. Okay, here's my base piece for the wiring jig. So I got the handy-dandy table saw out and did my best to measure twice and cut once. And so I just slowly started making all the cuts. And then when I was kind of ripping the boards, my blade wasn't tall enough, so I just went ahead and ran it through once, and then just flipped it over and ran it through again to finish it off. Okay, this is going a lot better than I thought it would. This seemed so scary and intimidating, and it's really not that bad. I think I'm really getting better at measuring things correctly. As you may have seen from my last video where Monty helped me make frames in the first place, or make the cuts for the frames, everything was just so new and intimidating because I made the 3 20-frame insulated hives last summer, and it just didn't turn out great. They're okay, and I plan to use them this year, but just the 1/16th or 1/32nd of an inch was just intimidating. But I'm feeling so much better about this now, getting to know my table saw better, getting to know how to measure things correctly and measure twice and cut once. Whew! So I have all my pieces now. I'm gonna go take a little dinner break and then come back out after my last class of the day and hopefully assemble this. But that's definitely not to say that I'm doing everything right, so don't assume I'm a master woodworker. As a matter of fact, if you see things that I'm still doing that are unsafe, please let me know. And then it was time to start carefully measuring all the little dots that we were supposed to on the plywood. Okay, so this was some really good practice with fine measuring. I'm feeling better about this, but you're supposed to make a little dot. He has a blue dot on the diagram. Mine, of course, is black and white, but you're supposed to mark here and then measure everything out from here. So we've got point A, and then from there you measure B, and then you go over and measure C and D, and you go down and over for E and F, and then back over here for G, and then up to H, and then it skips to K. So I don't know why there's no I and J, but that's all marked now. Okay, I'm losing daylight, but I'm gonna see if I can get a little more done today. Here is everything laid out, but unsecured. So we're getting awfully close. Hey, good morning, it's day 2. The one thing I'm finding that I didn't prepare for properly was the screws. The shortest that we have, I believe, is 1 5/8 inch, but here's what we're putting together. The chickens are awake. Hens and one rooster and pullets are over there, and cockerels. And that is the bachelor pad, where all the extra roosters are that are awaiting butchering. this is almost done. I'm really excited. There's a couple small things that I did differently, diverting from the plan. I tried to do that as little as possible. But here, I couldn't easily find a board where I could get 5.5 and 4.5, as it says to do with parts W1 and W3. So I just went ahead and used a 2x4 and made it 5.5 long and then just 3.5 wide. And I think, yeah, that should still work fine with the wire that I have. Now, I don't actually have a 6-inch bolt, so I just found this long nail that we have, just for now. I still need to put the 1/4-inch eye screw in, and my toggle hasn't arrived yet, which will go right up here. But other than that, I think it's looking good. Like I mentioned, I didn't have the right size screws or nails, so I just kind of used what I had. So I went ahead and used a countersink bit and some screws that look like this for pieces S1 and S2. So I hope that doesn't cause any issues. And then the other thing was I had 2-inch screws. The instructions call for number 14 2-inch screws. These are number 8 2-inch screws. So I don't really know if that's going to cause a problem or not, but I guess I'll find out. So really the only thing that I found a little confusing about these directions when it came to the toggle, reading where it was supposed to be placed and where the holes were on mine just didn't really seem to match. So instead of putting it where the directions said to, I went ahead and just kind of eyeballed it, and I put the handle down on the toggle and tried to estimate, how tight that would be with the frame in it and how tight it should be, and then just kind of screwed it in, and it seemed to work well. And my son seemed to approve.
Oh, wow. That is...
So this is us putting our first one together. Well, we already have one. Stringing the wire through the hole, of course, to the other side.
I'm ready to hammer.
I think I'm gonna need some gloves.
I don't.
You don't need any gloves.
Oh, can I get that of it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, here, we gotta clamp it in first.
What does clamp mean? Oh.
Okay. And we gotta bring it through that hole.
Okay.
And around this thing. Good, and through the next hole.
Oh, ooh, that's...
And way down there.
What's this do?
It makes it be able to spin. Through there.
Okay. Can you do that side?
Yep. And then around this way.
Right here comes it
You gonna
towards...
grab it?
No, no, again.
So close. Okay, and through that hole.
And then it is through. I wonder why this called they call it. It's,
There's a hole. Try again.
yeah. Why do they have these?
Okay. And then around
That
that
one's
one.
not spinning. Is that supposed to spin?
Maybe a little bit. I don't know.
Can't do it. It's tricky. Read it. Now, what will we do?
So now we're gonna pull it through a little more.
Gonna do the. We've done our first one today.
Woohoo! Should we do some more?
Yes.
All right. So let's see how long it takes to wire an assembled frame. Clamp it down. Gloves definitely come in handy to save some wear and tear on your fingers. And then I use these needle nose pliers, I think is what they're called, to get the nail in. Then it's time to string the wire through around the first ceramic insulator. Around the second ceramic insulator. Around the third ceramic insulator. And then wrapping it around the nail several times before hammering it in, and then twisting the rest off. And then it's time to take the wire off the insulator one string at a time. And this is the kind of the tip that Monty had for me, was just to really focus on tightening one string at a time and then leave it alone. So right now I'm working on tightening the farthest string, and then I just unwrapped the wire from the insulator, so now I'm working on tightening the second string. Pulling it off the third insulator and then tightening that last one. And then I go ahead and put another nail in. And then I grab it from between the frame and the eye hook and wrap around, hammer, and then twist it off. And there we have it. So for me, it takes just over 2 minutes to wire one assembled frame. Now the only thing that this is still lacking is some staples on the top to keep the wire from digging in. And so I actually forgot that on some of them, but then I remembered and corrected it. And another project is finished! If you've enjoyed this video, go ahead and like it down below, and you can subscribe and hit the notification bell if you're interested in following my natural beekeeping journey. And there are quite a few adventures ahead. Thanks for watching. Bye!